I broke up with my ex-girl. Here's a number. Psych! That's the wrong number!
Right, Libra's next. So let's see. So Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Venus. This is from the 7th till the 14th. And during the pre-shuffle, 3 times when I shuffled, you had the Wheel of Fortune at the base of the deck, and then as I stopped, you got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So let's see, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus from the 7th to the 14th of December. What can you tell me about Libra, coming up for Libra? Love, work, career for December 7th till the 14th, please. You're still standing at the delicatessen aisle. I can't remember what you had last time. Standing there picking something. Libra. So this is a different deck that I'm just experimenting with. I was going to show you it. It's by Alan Dugan, The Witch's Tarot. Libra. Don't look like you've got any jumpers, unless you have. Well, that's in reverse. So you've got the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. So, at last, letting go of something. Not holding on so tightly. Libra. Wow. You've got the shadow side in reverse. So, well, that's good. That means, well, to me, that means that you're not listening, but we'll see how the clarifying cards go. But the shadow side, well, I don't know, in the deck, see, I don't read books, but the shadow side to me is the static that's caused within the chaos of the mind. Okay? The mind creates the reality. It's the feelings that create a reality of what we feel within our stomachs. That is where we manifest from, is the true feeling of intent that is planted within the seed of intent within our feelings, and it grows as a flower, like the fresh grown flower of seed of intent, and it grows into our mind. Through our feelings is how we communicate with the world and how we communicate psychically with soulmates or people or anybody in general. It's how we start to manifest. We start to realise that we drop codependency and that we can't control other people. Other people can't control us, and we can't control destiny, because it's a written path, just like history. History was written within time. The amount of time that you take to try to control things, the more static that you will listen to of the mind, and realise that the mind is what keeps the ego alive and the pride alive. Okay, so that was in, wow, was it in? Some of these are in reverse, Libra, but we'll go with it anyway. Okay, we'll go with it. That wasn't in reverse because they flew out in reverse, so don't worry about that. Because the clarifying decks I'll be able to read around it. Okay, so let's have a look. You've got the Ace of Cups. You've got the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. You've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to stop that. Okay, I'm going to put all these upright, because the clarifying decks will be able to tell me whether they're upright or in reverse. Okay, but I can't see them, so please excuse that. I don't want to stop that video and start again, because that was quite important. Okay, so we'll go with the same story that we did for a start. Okay, because that's important anyway, Libra. Whether you're holding on or whether you're letting go, that piece of advice that I give you is the most important thing that you should really listen to. Okay, because listening is like the ego is the static. If you listen to the static and you listen to the worry and listen to the stress and the confusion is the illusion. It's the illusion card. Ends up making you feel delusional, and you end up holding your head in your hands, and you kind of think, what the fuck's this person going to do next? What am I going to do next? Fuck, I've lost control. I've lost control. So I need to hold on to my sanity. Okay? No, you can't. That's fear. Fear is the devil. It's not real. It's just what people perpetuate it through a lie. It's the great lie and the great sacrifice. People keep fear alive by lying about it, by the monster under the bed, by society that teaches us to worry about things. Okay. Well, yeah, worry about things. So if you're interested, look up what I've done about past life readings. What we'll do, Pink Floyd, that'll be your song 2. Run Like Hell. Anybody? Yeah, okay, so we'll go with it. So the Ace of Cups is like a fresh new love offer, going to or going out. But this at the moment is purity. I love this card. It's purity. Okay, it sits on a green of lilies. Some of you could be Irish. You could have Irish descendants, heritage within your family. But basically it's sitting on a... It kind of looks like it's water, but it's very shallow. Shallow water, because it's not sinking. So some of you could be shallow. You know, your emotions could be shallow. You know. But you've got the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles, you know, it's collaboration. It's working hard at something. So you're working hard at something. You know, it could be writers. It could be poets. You could be working hard at your craft, at your career. I mean, you could be working hard at just accepting the truth and nothing else but the truth. You know, Queen of Swords definitely represents you, Libra. You know, I'm only prepared to take, but I'm not prepared to give. That doesn't necessarily mean you. This can mean Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay? I'm not picking on your sign because we all do it. You know, but that does represent. That can represent Libra. Libra can be very cutting. Okay, that is the wrong energy with that energy. If this is coming out that way. You cannot hold on to things and you cannot just accept and take. You have to learn to receptivity of give and take, of emotional quality of Adam and Eve, which is at the beginning of time altogether. Time is just an illusion. It took very hard work in order to create time by God in order to realise how to do it, because Lucifer was a fallen angel and we all created time together, all of us, through the great sacrifice of time, of learning about codependency. Falling behaviour of feeling trapped, like Lucifer did within So Above, So Below. Felt trapped, and it makes us feel trapped, keeps us in the dark side and the ego, shadow side of our mind, in order for us to realise about ascension, of going up, not down. We don't go down, we don't want to live there, okay? We don't want to live there, we want to live here, okay? Here, which is So Above, So Below, which is the manifester, which is... every element is under control. It's under full control. You have to have your emotions under control, your feelings, your jobs, your finances, your children, your home life, everything. Once it's all under control and you feel more settled and relaxed within your emotional self, because it can be yourself, finding balance within yourself, when you learn that and you learn to drop control issues and dependency, and that you can't make people do what you want, or they can't make you do what you want. This can be mirrored, you know, vice versa, okay? Then you start to realise that you can manifest. So above, so below, what we went here, what went over with God, the devil, and all of us, of the great sacrifice. Okay? Some of you could be sacrificing a Queen of Wands energy. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, you could have that in your chart. Okay? But it's also a fresh new outlook. But it's not a fresh new outlook because it's below the shadow side. So something to do with Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, a Queen of Wands energy. The cat represents the occult, so it's the Akashic records, but it's not listening to it. It's not listening to it because of the shadow side, you see. You're listening more to the dark side than the real side of yourself. So it could be the dark side of your moon. So you could have this maybe as a moon sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, okay? But you're listening to the static of your sun sign, which is the dark side. So what would that be, an earth sign? Maybe, I'm not sure. Don't know where I'm going with that. But that's the general story at the moment. So maybe you could have an offer from an Aries, maybe, but these are all elements. You see, this is pure manifesting because he has the wand up of action and he's ready for action. He's ready to take action. You know, he is, because the wand is kind of, it's perpetuating the yin and yang symbol, you know. So let's have a quick look, Libra. Where are we? That's what I heard. Where are we? Where are we? Someone could have ghosted you, or you could have ghosted them. That's what I heard. Where are you? Where are we? The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. What's the Four of Pentacles? Because I mean that's just you know, that's just holding on to money, finances, your heart chakra, your mind. You could be taking a shit. Sorry. You could be shitting on someone or sitting on someone. Okay? But that's feeling trapped. You know, the Eight of Swords is, you know, that's just what's perpetuated by the mind. You know, why do you feel trapped? Because you're holding on? What are you holding on to? A piece of string? How long is a piece of string? Four of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Please tell me more about the Four of Pentacles, Spirit. Please tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. Please tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, Cancer or Pisces. Healing. So, something has been hidden. I mean, it doesn't mean hidden. You know, the moon is representation of what I said about the dark side and the dark side of the moon. You know, we're just coming out and now things are speeding up. So you could have found something out about an earth sign, maybe, because the Four of Pentacles is earth sign. You could have found something out, or like I said, ghosted you, because ghosting you looks like a ghost at the bottom that's kind of like in a casket, right? Ghost is in, no one's died. Well, I hope not, but that's not the way I'm interpreting it. It's ghosting because of ghosting, you know, ghosting, okay? And then it's caused delusional self, okay? Of things being hidden, and it's caused a static in the mind in order for you to overthink and overstress and overworry because of things that are hidden. So someone could have ghosted you, okay, and just disappeared. Am I really here? Am I really here? Check that out on my channel if you haven't checked it out already. Someone's juggling decisions. You need to learn to move forward, you know. The waiting game, people don't seem to get. You know, don't fucking sit around waiting. That's the one thing that you don't do. A ship, if it's out in sea and it's run by fucking Captain Jack or fucking One-Eyed Willie, you know, One-Eyed Willie ended up dying on his fucking ship, dead with all his gold in his hand because he was fucking greedy. You know, the tower. It's caused the tower. You know, One-Eyed Willie and his crew all died together in a ship. You know, it's a fucking film. But basically, he died on his ship full of greed, and he set loads of traps. And caused a tower, caused an explosion. You know, this is the devil's tomb. So I always represent it kind of to Capricorn, really it's not. So number 7, so it's my life path number, so I can have like tell you a lot about this card, but basically this is what's grown fresh from Lucifer as he went below, as Archangel Michael put him below in a casket, basically in a cage, the holding cell that we live in, but he lived in a cage, so everything that's grown from below grows evil, and that's why a tree is the root of all evil, because it's money. Keeps us codependent. It's the downside of life. You know, people look on the downside of life and they look down at the tower. This guy looks down at the tower. Okay, or that guy, he looks down at the tower, looks down at life, and that's what happens when we're born. We're born fresh, just like a tree, and we grow to ascend. Okay, so we basically grow up like a little brat, like evil. We call children evil, or like, oh, you little shit, you know, can do. Everyone does it, you know, and then they grow up to be more wise, or they don't, depending on how you live your life and how you raise children. Just like the tower, you know, if you're irresponsible, they grow up irresponsible, and it creates chaos and static within your mind and their mind, and it's just a perpetuated cycle that nobody ever learns from, because you need to be more responsible. So you always need to think of yourself first. You're the one that makes the decisions. You know, being Libra, if you're parents, it's the most important thing to do, and think more about yourself, because it's always yourself that makes the decision, and the right decision, to leave or stay. If you stay in a toxic relationship or toxic pattern of behaviour, regardless of whether you hide that from children, they see it and they feel it, and it happens, and it causes the tower, and they start to live your life, pretty much. Okay, so it caused the tower, so there's an explosion. So what did the tower bring in? What lesson did the tower bring? Could be an awakening. You could be awakening to the reality of. That talks about delusional self, the reality, waking up. You know, waking up to the reality of things. Because I think your last reading, you were playing chess. You had fucking counterparts all over the board. Counterpart doesn't mean that's the person I spend the rest of my life with. That means a counter reaction to the person at that specific point of time of where you meet face value. You have to work on a relationship and a partnership. A relationship, if you're in a relationship and you're actually in a relationship, you're having sex and you kind of, or you have children, or you're living together and you actually have one, and ending. If you actually have one together, death, transformation, could have something to do with Scorpio, it could have it in your chart. If you're in a relationship with someone, okay, and you're going out on dates and you're dating and you're seeing each other and everything else, and someone cheats on you or you cheat on them, can you ever forget that? If that happens constantly over and over and over again, but you're okay and accepting of that happening again, well then you're stupid. I'm sorry, but everybody is. You know, that doesn't happen in a normal relationship. That's a situationship. That's what keeps the fear and the pride and the ego alive of the want, me and I. Doesn't never happen in life. That's why you can't control it. It's not always for you. When the right person comes for you, trust me, you will know it, because the feelings will be great, not bad. It doesn't come back to revisit you and the feelings start off bad because you've been in a relationship and all you can think about is wow, they've been with this person, they've been with that person, they've done this to me and they've done that to me, but I'm okay, I'll just live with that because I want them. No, that's karma. That's a period of growth and learning where the tale will just repeat over and over again because you were actually in a relationship. You know, women, or men, but mainly women, when you have sex, okay, karma is catching. So basically when you have sex with somebody, okay, it's like an intent that's planted within you, okay, and it's part of a DNA system that carries through because it's very personal for a woman, for a man to enter a woman, basically, okay. I know I'm talking a little bit outside the box, but that's basically the way it is. When a man does that to a woman, okay, it's sacred because it's a sacred place for a woman, more so than a man. Well, no, it's not really, but, you know, for a lot of women it is. Depending on the man or the woman, you know, I'm not fucking slating people. Get off the point. The point is that it's carried with karma because it's very personal. So when it's entered like that, as a personal space, it's carried within the thought, okay, because it's passion. Passion is not love. Passion is not love. Commitment and true leadership is love of someone that will stand by you regardless, because they're very supportive, caring, nurturing and giving, and they help raise families, children. What is yours is mine, is yours. It's a relationship that turns then into a partnership of where it's called sharing and caring, okay? Doesn't work, so you have to realise about learning to move forward. Death, transformation. Some people are that stubborn that they don't want to change and they stay in the way that they are. That's fine if that's the way people want to do, but this will happen time and time again. So, the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is so above, so below. So we've got a little mini story going on. So that could have been the past, that could have been what's happened, but what is the Ace of Cups about, please? The Ace of Cups. 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 Healing. Healing. Okay. We are sailing. So that is your song, We Are Sailing, by Rod Stewart. We Are Sailing. So, you are finding balance. You're finding balance within your emotions now, hopefully. Hopefully, Libra, for God's sake. Because it took probably that to happen for someone to walk away from you. This can be vice versa. That's back yet again. Death, transformation. Did I shuffle that? I don't know. Was that already back in the deck? Don't know. You see me. If you did, that's back again. Okay. But it took healing from probably a toxic way of thinking and feeling. Your emotional self and your feeling body and your emotional body are two different things. Can't get over emotional. Emotions are the fear. That's why we're over emotional. It's illusion. Feelings are real. Trust me, when they happen, you know. And you know when it's fucking awful, don't you? You should do. You should know when it feels bad. Have you experienced the good yet? Have you experienced what a good feeling feels like? When you do, and you can manifest what you like, basically, into your life. You can't exactly manifest people. They have to see you at your worth and they come to you, pretty much. because they see your worth and what you're worth, your weight in gold, and you see them too, because you meet, you form a relationship that turns into a partnership, because you meet each other at soul value. They raise up to your kind of belief system or the way you are, because they relate to how you are. You relate to one another exactly the same. You like everything else, drinks, food, money, finances, career. You have the same outlook as everything, music, everything. It's pretty much the same. That's called a soulmate relationship, because you're kind of mates. Could have something to do with the Pisces. I've got no idea what I was looking at there. I was kind of like flickering. You got the Ace of Cups underneath that. But let's have a look. So let's look at the Magician. The Magician. The High Priestess. So, wow, that's a lot of power. So you could be listening. You could be a tarot card reader. You could be going to a spiritual retreat. This is the silent intuition. This is Pisces or Virgo, but Pisces is the silent intuition of the dark pillar and the white pillar. Okay? So it's the dark and the light, and you've got the shadow side too. So hopefully that means because of this situation here, you're now not listening to the ego parts, and you're listening because you've healed, and you're now listening to yourself. Yourself is what tells you yourself. If yourself tells you the dark side, that's the ego. When you stop listening to that and you start listening to yourself, truly, because your feelings are now becoming real and you've come out of fucking illusion and you're waking the fuck up, you know, when that happens, then what you start to do is you manifest things into reality, because you're now listening to your feelings. Your feelings. So then things come into reality, and you could meet a fire sign, or you could meet anyone pretty much, because the manifesting means every element. So, you know, it depends where you are on your kind of, it could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or you could be trying to manifest a Capricorn back into your life, or Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because you have the earth sign there. You know, when you learn to release, I mean, it depends. You know, I'm psychic, but I can't tell you your stories. You know, if you've been in a cycle where people are doing that to you and you want to go back into a new cycle with the same person and you've not learned, then it'll be another cycle of the same. Okay? If you have learned and you're okay and you can forget all the past and none of that really matters, and you can, and I mean not like there is an inkling in my head that it might happen again of someone cheating. If that's still there, okay, that causes paranoia. Paranoia keeps the ego alive, and it happens again. So you have to be self-aware. Self-aware, like Pisces, awareness. Okay, so let's have a look at, or it could be Virgo. So you could manifest a Virgo into your life, maybe. Because that is, I think Virgo, that is Virgo, because it's the opposite sign to Pisces, so Virgo. So you could be interested in a Virgo maybe, or a Pisces maybe, or you could have that in your chart. What else should we look at? Let's have a look at the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Sorry, Libra. I just need to quickly make a note. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I think this is you. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. In the different deck, sometimes this is Gemini because of the crown and the crown chakra of what I said before about alignment, finding alignment of your true self. You cut away the truth with the sword, you cut away the truth of yourself, not anyone else. Well, you do. But when you're true and honest within yourself and you don't just take, you just give and take and you form equality, you have access to the Akashic records of the other deck where the bird of freedom drops it through the crown chakra and you become in alignment. Alignment is how you start to manifest. You have to alignment within yourself. That's where your wishes start to come true. Could have something to do with Aquarius. Okay, so Queen of Swords. So you have a new offer. So an extended offer. So you could be extending an offer, or it could be coming into you. So what's the Ace of Wands about? So hopefully you've probably learnt about equality. A love offer. A love offer. Page of Cups. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Tell me more about the Page of Cups. King of Swords. Wow, so now you've got the King and the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then you've got Fire, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. Okay. But the King is, wow, so the King downloads the information from the Queen when it's a fire energy, okay? But because the Queen, when the Queen is just taking, she doesn't accept anything from the truth and she's not listening, she doesn't receive the truth from the Akashic records, right? She's not listening to the truth, she just takes, okay? But the King always learns from the Queen in a lot of my decks. So when the King can't learn anything from the Queen, the King becomes very cutting, right? Very precise and precise in the way he is, because the King will use that sword on anybody, because in this one, this sword is not as precise as this one. This one is the sword of truth, which is the Ace of Swords. Okay, the Ace of Swords, which means if there's anything other than bullshit in my life, you're out. Pretty much. Okay, I'm open and receptive to listening, but any kind of bullshit, because I'm that wise now, I don't need to listen to my Queen because she just takes. Okay, I'm independent and a structured version of myself, and I will literally just cut your nuts off pretty much. So it could be that because the Queen and the King are very kind of different energies, even though they're counterparts. They are a structured counterpart reaction of no emotion, because it's the swords. It's the swords of not using your emotion and just your thought speak. Okay, so you could have some kind of, you could have the same person coming back into your life, and it depends which counterpart you are. It does, because you have two air signs and you're an air sign yourself. It depends. It depends. Because that's a very strange kind of mix. I don't like the Queen and the King in this part, because it's parting ways. It's parting ways of a love offer, because, you know, because that can be controlling in my own right. Okay, it kind of blocks out a childish offer, because it's a page. Yeah, that's it. So they're telling me that passion, right, is nothing. Passion is a quick energy in and out, pretty much. Okay, when we do that, when we have passion, and then we have childish offers that just come in and out, it leaves you kind of staring into a cup, like not knowing where the fuck I am, pretty much. So then when that happens, this energy then comes in, and you start to cut people out. Okay, so it's a very strange mix, that part there. Because that's kind of like, well, I'm only prepared to listen to the truth, and so am I as well. I'm not listening to you, and you're not listening to me. But in between is an offer of something. Could have Cancer. Cancer in their chart. Wow. So you've got, I mean, you had the Knight, I see there as well, the Knight of Swords charging in. What's the Queen of Wands talk about? Queen of Wands, 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 Queen of Wands. Juggling, fucking juggling. Bunglebox, the Muppets. I mean, fucking turn around and wake the fuck up, Libras, come on. And I'm talking to Libra because this is your reading. A lot of people, they'll probably blame me or they'll blame someone else. You know, why I'm saying that it represents you is because if someone else is causing this, then what the fuck are you still in it for? What are you still in it? Under illusion? Under illusion. People are saying, no, but it's the other person. It's not, because you're still fucking in it. That's the calling of saying wake the fuck up. It's like, you know, that's why I'm feeling trapped, because I constantly think it's someone else that needs to come and free me. You don't. You free yourself. There's a sword there that's kind of saying, well, because on the vice versa deck, the arms are free. She can free herself anytime she wants. Okay, anytime she wants. She's there on her own. She's not just standing still. There's no one around, so she can walk forward and get herself out. Okay, at any point. It's the ego, it's the fear, it's the pride. But juggling with this kind of energy just causes fucking that. Focusing on the past, lost in fucking purgatory. Purgatory, 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 purgatory. Wake the fuck up and move on. If your vibration is low, constantly low, like the Five of Cups and people that try to control you, or you're controlling, well, you'll never get fuck all. You'll never get nothing. You'll stay in cycles and patterns like that for a fucking lifetime. Trust me. That card is a lifetime. Because it's below. It's a lifetime. We can't get out. Destruction, chaos, disorder, array, an array. Depression, depression, Virgo, depression, Virgo. So that is Virgo. Depression. Eight of Swords. You obviously didn't listen to me fucking screaming at people last time. Probably went straight back into another cycle. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. That's almost too many. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords, please. What's the Eight of Swords? Well, I mean, I've pretty much fucking said it. I'm trying to give you a good reading, but there's nothing really more to clarify. You're just trapped. You're stuck. Purgatory is the Eight of Swords. Probably living in illusion. You know, fucking hell. PTSD. Celebrating the fact that I'm still trapped, so you wouldn't do that. So that's a three-party triangle because of the two. That can also mean three, just because there's two in there. Waiting for my ships to become in. You know, got PTSD at a low vibration. You know, your vibration is everything that you need to keep. You need to keep hold of your vibration constantly, because if you don't, you can't manifest. You manifest denial. Okay? So you just end up being single, pretty much. You just end up feeling luxurious and single. So that means that if you're just a narcissistic piece of shit, and you like feeling that way, then it means that you're doing it. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. Yeah, look, fucking hell. Concrete wall structure of defence of a three-party triangle of past life, present, and then future. If you think that a dark energy doesn't follow you from timeline to timeline to timeline, you're very much fucking mistaken, because I'm a medium and I understand about past life regression. Okay, if you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. If you don't want to listen, don't fucking listen. But what I'm saying is that a fucking magician, a wrong magician, can chuck piss out of fire and cast spells upon you, spell casting too, and you won't even fucking know, because you're lost. You're lost in denial. Unless you're doing it. You know, because I'd see people that fucking talk about these, what are they called, fucking spells of like, oh, I don't know, fucking sweet spell or sugar spell or some shit. You can't fucking do that if people are doing that. No matter, regardless of anything. Regardless of anything, because you're putting out of an intent of denial that I want a certain person. Right? And if that's not written for you, but it's written for you to learn something bad, to move forward, to forget it. But if you're doing that to get a certain person back, that'll fucking happen. And that means that you won't learn, and you'll end up getting fucking more karma than anything. Because that's Saturn. You can't change the hands of destiny of time. Time, in reality, is illusion, because we can't change it. It's metaphysics. We can't change it. 3 on the clock. 3. Okay? You can't change the hands of time that pass, because it's history. It's already written. Yeah? Regardless. Everything. Future is history. Okay? Everything is history because it's already written for us to experience a certain thing. It was a destined path that we're supposed to learn something about it. If you try to alter the hands of time, trust me, you're fucked in more ways than one. You are. You know, there's nothing else to clarify. I can't say that there's anything good coming out of this, Libra. This is, you know, this is from 7th to the 14th, but it could overextend, because this is a fucking bowl of soup. A bowl of soup. So I do apologise for your bad reading, Libra. You know, if you want a personal reading, there is an email in the description that you can email me, and I'll get back to you. Don't write me a long thing. Just kind of quick send an email just to say, have I got time to do an email or something like that? Okay, and I'll get straight back to you. I can do 1 to 4 questions as cheap as possible. Obviously, one question will be very quick. And it can lead up to 3 to 4 questions if that's what you wish, but that's what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so if you want that to be there, everything else for you to follow will be in the description. There's other playlists of things that I do apart from tarot reading on my channel in a playlist. And there's other things that you can follow on there too. Okay, any donations or anything like that, I'd be extremely grateful, but I wouldn't have thought that would happen through this reading. But that's me telling you in order to help you. That's the best possible way that I will. I do not lie, I do not manipulate. I tell people the truth to help wake them up and help move them forward. Okay, so I really hope that that did, and I hope that you have a good Christmas if I don't get to make the last part of December. Okay, Libra, I do apologise for your reading, but I will see you soon. Bye.